Morning. Morning, morning, morning. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another day. All right. Get everything set up here. Good, Tyler. Happy you enjoyed that video. I think it was a good video. Yeah. What is the ES? That is the S&P 500 futures. It's something that you should be watching every day. Tomato super kale. I would hope neither of those. None of those. Yeah, very nice day in Miami today. Windy. It is so windy up on the balcony. Netflix. Yeah. I got stopped out of a play yesterday on Netflix. I lost like $80. Nice, Daniel. Took a Tesla loss, now positive on the month. Good job, man. Yeah, today just feels like one of those days where the camera's busting. Yeah, I put on a different lens for the live streams. I wanted to try it out. So I'm still experimenting here. But IMSA. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to try to, I'll go to like Daytona. I'll go to Sebring. I like going to those IMSA races. I'll be going to F1 this year. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to try to get to those for sure. I don't have any deals with TradeZella. I just talk about them because I enjoy it. No like sponsorships or anything. When did the Giants play? This Sunday? Okay. All right. So welcome back, guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah, today seems interesting. I'm being a little bit cautious today, I think. I definitely don't want to get too aggressive unless I see something very clear. We're definitely in a tight range. Between the 11,180, 11,4 on NASDAQ, the 3,900, 3,950 on ES. It's definitely a tight range. And, when you just think about things logically, when you think about what we have coming up, CPI tomorrow, and do we see a big move before an economic event like CPI? Is there going to be decisiveness in the price action today? Those questions are hard to answer, but I would lean on the side of probably not. I would lean on the side, we've seen this plenty of times, the day before a big event like CPI, it gets real choppy, it's slow, there's no real conviction to either direction, and if that's what we see today, then it's going to be one of those get what you can get and get out as fast as you can before you get chopped up. So we'll see. That's how I'm coming into today. I would like to be pleasantly surprised. That would be great. I would love to be surprised by some very nice price action. But I'm going to come in with my shield up today. Defensive, cautious, and really only take something that I really, really like. That's how I'm going to head into today. Tomorrow, if we get that nice move on CPI, which I hope we do, whichever way it goes, then we can trade that continuation. We can trade that momentum. We can trade that price action once we get that move, right? I think that move tomorrow will wake some things up, and we should be able to trade that. My accountant's calling me. It's about that time. It's about tax time, folks. So that's my game plan today. Wait for that CPI. That's where I want to get aggressive. The continuation after CPI, the day after CPI, Thursday, Friday. That's where I look to probably get a little bit more aggressive than I would today. So that's the game plan. Today, economic earnings calendar. Amy's calling me again. Maybe it's urgent. Hold on, guys. All right. So today, economic earnings calendar. Let me go ahead and pull up that economic calendar here for us. There we go. So today is Wednesday. We have nothing planned, right? We have nothing planned for the economic calendar. right here. Wednesday, January 11th, nothing scheduled. Answer it? Yeah, I'll answer it on the live stream. Sure. Everyone can hear my taxes. Tomorrow is the big day, right? We have Bullard speaking, Patrick Harker, which I really don't know much about, but Patrick Harker, James Bullard, and then CPI, Consumer Price Index, core CPI, right? Same thing, year over year. Jobless claims, continuing jobless claims. So tomorrow's the day where we get it all, and we already know that, so I'm not going to spend too much time there. But yeah, nothing today. Tomorrow's the big economic calendar day. Okay, so we know that. Tesla 124, I think this is a level to watch today. I'm going to keep an eye on that one. I'm going to keep an eye on the potential rejections at 124. I think we watch this. Nvidia 160, 160.5, big level to watch today as well. Lulu, you guys saw Lulu had that very big downside move off of a earnings revision. I believe it was that, or a guidance change. 310 was the retest level I've been eyeing, and it's back at 310 today. So going to be watching 310 on Lulu. Amazon, really clean break and retest yesterday. I'll be looking for it again. Share that one with you guys. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs had a very nice break and retest of that. What was that level we were talking about? I think it was 350. Yeah, 350, 351. Really nice break and retest on Goldman Sachs yesterday. I want to share that with you. Netflix, major level, and then Microsoft at 230 again. These are my top watches today, and we'll sort of poke around and see some other stuff as well. All right. So let's get started here. Oh, and then again, don't forget tonight I'll be doing that nightly live stream. So if you guys want to check that out, that'll be tonight at 7 p.m. You can feel free to check in on that. If you're a member of the YouTube channel, of the Discord, or on Instagram, we'll be going over the moves from today. I guess we'll probably talk a lot about CPI there tonight around 7 p.m. So feel free to check that out. All right. So NASDAQ, what did it do yesterday? Actually, you know what? Let's start with the ES, because the ES was pretty clean yesterday. But here's sort of, my mindset on what happened yesterday. So yesterday, you guys know we got that pullback on Monday. We got that push to the upside, rejection, and then pullback on Monday, all in one day. Now that pullback came right back to, right? Let me go ahead and delete that 50 because it's really not relevant here. That pullback came right back down to the previous highs, right? Previous high here, 3,900. Previous high here, 3,900. Previous high here, 3,900. So we got that push, we got the rejection, and look at where we came right back down to, 3,900. That is a break and retest. So we retested the previous highs at 3,900, the 20 SMA, the 100 SMA, and we held it pretty damn well. You can see that hold came in pretty nice. Now, here was my problem with yesterday. I did see the break and retest. I saw it starting to form, but I just simply did not like this price action, right? This price action yesterday I don't know. It just didn't really sit well with me. I didn't really find much opportunity. The entire morning until like 11 o'clock, we basically just traded sideways, right? This mess right here. We did get a little bit of a trend end of day that maybe was tradable. This little trend since like 12 o'clock into close. But this morning action where I primarily trade was pretty damn choppy and just really not something I wanted to get involved with. So when you zoom out, right? When you zoom out and you look at a longer term time frame, yes, it does look like a very easy, break and retest hold and a nice hold of that 100, nice hold of that 20. But when you really, if you really watched the price action yesterday, if you really traded it yesterday, then it wasn't as easy as that, right? It was pretty damn choppy early morning and just something I stayed away from, really. So that was yesterday. I took some nice trades. I took some rejection trades. I talked about them in my video yesterday, shared a live trade from yesterday. And now we sit up at this 39.50 again. So if I go out to the 4 hour, go ahead and show you guys this 4 hour. And then let me go ahead and take off the 20 and the 100. So we look at this 4 hour, you guys can see where are we at again, right? We are right back at that major area of supply, right? We're back here, and we're back here. Now, here's how I think of this. All right. I really don't feel comfortable trading upside through this area, right? This would go against every rule that I have, in my trading arsenal. My trading textbook would be buying calls through this, right? That would be like totally forgetting about everything I know and just closing my eyes and buying calls. If that works, if we do get a push through this level today, let's say we get this push, I will 100% miss this move. I have no interest in getting involved in this area. Maybe we get through, maybe we don't, right? Maybe that continuation from yesterday continues, but I really don't feel comfortable trading upside through this range. 39.50, 39.70s, that looks really tough in here, and I feel like it could get pretty fakey. I don't know the right word, but it could get scammy up in this area. 39.50, 39.70. I don't think I want to be involved in that. So, hey, it's something that I will just look past. Sometimes you just have to look past some opportunities. That's an opportunity I think I'll look past if we do break through and push through this 39.50, 39.70. If we can get above this high, this 39.70 high, maybe there's something that I can try to take advantage of. But then on top of the 39.70, you have the 200 SMA. 200 SMA is sitting right at 39.93. So this whole area from where we are now to the 200 SMA just gets a little bit concerning to me. I would be more inclined to play this move, right? I'd be more inclined to trust supply demand, right? Trust the supply demand rules, trust what we know about trading. I would be more inclined to trade a rejection of this level, right? That would be my inclination today. Can I get a push back into this level? Can I see some rejections come in? And can I play this maybe back down to 3,900? That would be where I would be more interested. So today's tough, right? This is tough. You're getting a push in the 50s into the 70s. Could get pretty choppy up in this area if we do trade through it. You got the 200 SMA right above. You got, the potential for a pretty nice rejection if it comes in. And on top of all of that, you have CPI tomorrow. So today is interesting. I'm going to, once again, just be a little cautious of us trading up in this zone. If I go to the 15-minute, here it is. You can see this is the zone on the shorter term. You can see we're sort of trying to get through this right now. We're trying to push into it right now. But what does intraday hold, right? What is the intraday hold? This is just the pre-market. So we'll have to see what the intraday holds. If we can get a rejection like this, right? If we can get a move like this today, right here, if we can get this move right here, then I would be more interested in playing that. It would make more sense to me, right? It would make more sense to me to play a rejection of supply into CPI. That would be that would be, in my opinion, easier to catch. So that's what I'll be looking for. Do we reject this area up here today? That's definitely what I'm watching, okay? And then you got the 200 SMA right above it, 39.93 to watch out for. NASDAQ. The NASDAQ was similar. It was a little bit choppier, but the NASDAQ also is underperforming. So if we look at that ES one more time, right, the levels that we are retesting on the ES are the levels from back in November, from early December, and then back in early November, right? November, December levels is really what we're retesting. Now, if we look at this NASDAQ, the November, December levels are up here around 11.5, 11.550, right? And we can see that the NASDAQ has not even gotten close to retesting those November, December levels. So this tells us that tech is still underperforming here, all right? So that is something to pay attention to. The ES is pretty much trading right here right now, right? If you were to compare these charts in relevance of time, this is where the ES is trading, where the NASDAQ is off of it by just about 1.5%, 2%. So watching that, NASDAQ, a little bit of relative underperformance. If we go to the hourly chart, here's what we're looking at today. So we pulled back to this previous high, right? We pulled back to the previous highs, one here. We pulled back to it. We held it, right? Push, reject, hold, 11,180, 11,150, this whole area over here. Really, it's really around this 150. So 11,150 seems to be that level to watch. You're getting that push off of it. It's a push. How much can we trust it? That's the next question. But when we look at the price action from yesterday, once again, I did not like anything here, right? This is all chop yesterday. And then pretty much since 12 o'clock yesterday, we just sort of got a slow grind to the upside. So didn't really get involved in that. If we go back to the hourly chart, we are coming back into the 11.4 potential rejection point. So you have rejections here, rejection here. And if we trade into that today, right, I am more interested in looking for this than I am looking to trade an extra 100 points into 11.4, right? The margin for upside here, it just doesn't really sit well with me. So trading upside into 11.4 is a little bit, I would be a little bit cautious of that today because this is a very, very possible rejection point up here at 11.4. If we can break the previous highs, hold them as support, then maybe we can trade this thing up into 11.5s, right? That would be something you can look for. If we break this previous triple top here, then maybe there's something there for upside. But from this point where we are now to 11.4, I would be very cautious trading the upside because that could be a pretty nice little rejection today that I would be paying attention to. So watching 11.4, watching 11.150, and watching that 11.5 area, that's the November, December lows. Those are really the levels I'm watching. I would say I don't know, we're just ballparking here. I'm having some fun. I would put like a 70% chance that we stay in this zone today, right? This would be my guess today. I would say 70% chance that we stay between 11.4 and 11.150. That would be my guess today. And then maybe tomorrow, right, on CPI, right? Then you get the move tomorrow on CPI. Then you get your move to, either break this channel to either direction. So that's my idea today. Watching 11.4, watching 150, and I'm on the side of this just staying in between this range today. Having an inside day from, Monday's move. We just stay in between this zone today. That's what I'm looking at. Russell, really nice retest on Russell. I mean, I can't say that this was not clean. So if you look at the 4-hour chart on the Russell, look at that. All right, that was pretty nice. Previous highs, breakthrough, right? Break, retest, and look at that push. That's a really nice setup on the Russell. Break and retest on the Russell of 1800. Very nice push off that level. Actually broke the previous highs, which is something the other stocks didn't do, or other indices didn't do. ES and NASDAQ are not above Monday's highs. The Russell is. So the Russell a little outperformance here on the small caps. And then just watch out for this 200 SMA and this previous low over here. This is actually a pretty interesting chart on the Russell. I didn't see this. I didn't check this yesterday. So this is interesting. Russell, a little outperformance, a lot of outperformance actually. Back into these November, December highs. Really nice break and retest of the 1800 level, and a push over the previous highs on Monday, and a push over the 200 SMA. So, wonder what that means, right? I wonder what small caps outperforming means. So let's keep an eye on that. 1840, 200 SMA. I like it. Did I do the Dow? No, I didn't. Here's the Dow. Dow Jones looks like it was a retest again, right? This looks like sort of your retest zone around this 33.5. You guys can see right here. Rejections. Push to the upside. Pull back, right? 33.5. Right here. So you can see rejections, break and retest. Nice. That was clean. All right, very clean yesterday. Where are we looking at next? I think we're looking around this 34,000, really. That's going to be your key level to watch. 34,000. So 34,000 right here. Rejections here, right? Rejections right here. And you're trading back into 34,000 right now. So that's the level I'd watch. Do we get over 34,000 today? If we do, maybe an upside move over 34,000. But we could also very well see the rejection of 34,000 and see this just sort of trade in this channel. But either way, a nice break and retest on the Dow yesterday of this 33.5 into this 500-point range up to 34,000. All right. So that's the futures. I mean, all the futures pretty much had a pretty clean retest trade yesterday. That was really what happened yesterday across the board, right? Russell retest of 1,800, ES retest of 3,900, Dow retest of the 33.5, and then the NASDAQ was a little messier, but overall a retest of this 11,150 level, right? All these indexes had that retest hold that came in yesterday. But now we got to watch the Monday highs, right? Monday highs around 11.4. Monday highs around 39.70, and then Monday highs around that 34,000. All right, guys, so that's what I'm watching on the futures. Hopefully that helps. Tesla. So Tesla, if we go to the hourly chart, it held that 115 level very nicely, right? Look at this. So you pushed right back to 115. You had that rejection here. You had that rejection here, and this was a fantastic break and retest. Look at how clean that was. I didn't get involved again because I didn't like the action yesterday, but of course, when I look at this in hindsight, that is a pretty damn clean move. You guys can see right here. Look how perfect that break and retest hold was. Pushed right back down into the retest of 115, held it very strong, and sort of grinded higher ever since that 115 test. That is a retest of the previous rejection points. That's why I love this strategy. So really nice. Break and retest, 115. Now you got to watch out for this up here. 124 and 124, right? 124, 123, 124. We got to watch out for these rejection points. So if we do see a weakness, if we see any weakness on the market, I will definitely look to see if I can play this a little stall here around 124. If there's anything, any type of stall here at this double top, so you can see top here, top here. Do we get a rejection here around this 123, 124? That's what I would be watching today. Okay, if we get through that, all right, if we actually see strength today and we get through that, then you're looking around 129, right? So 124, 129, and then 137 are your next levels on Tesla. So 124, that's what I'd watch today. Nvidia, 160.5, big level here. So you guys can see right here, 160.5, previous lows into a rejection here, and then look at the rejection that came in at 160.5 this morning in the pre-market. So that's what I would be watching, right? Previous lows into a rejection, and then look at what Nvidia is doing again today. So I would be watching that. However, right, we can see again, look how beautiful the break and retest was yesterday, right? Break and retest, previous highs into a support. That was textbook. Very nice stuff. We talked about this in the pre-market yesterday. We talked about how if we push above a previous high, we were back at that 154.50. We were holding it, and look at the push that we got off of it. Again, right, I don't want to make it seem like it was that clean because, again, Nvidia was a chop fest yesterday for most of the day, right? Up, down, up, down. You know, it wasn't easy to try to trade the break and retest yesterday. So if you missed it, then, I missed it. I'm not going to hold, that's difficult. That's difficult, right? That's very difficult. So if you were involved in Nvidia in the first hour, you were on a roller coaster ride, which I would say is probably not even a good trade to be in if you were just sitting in this. Maybe it is, if you just trust this 154.50 and you just sort of held on to it, then yeah, you could say that. If you were very patient, just said, okay, as long as it's above 154.50, I'm going to hold this thing. Yeah, that worked. It worked very nicely. The late day move was really the trend. Pretty much after 2 o'clock, after 2 o'clock was the sort of the trend that came in. But when I look at this hourly chart, right, I'm interested, right? I am not opposed to looking at this rejection right here. So if we can get something like this today, I'll be in for it, right? I'll definitely look for that. I'll look for that move back to around that 154.50 if we can reject this 160.5. If we get above 160.5, you could have more upside here. If the market is backing that move, right? If the market's strong today, if we get above 164.50, or I'm sorry, 160.5, sorry, then yeah, I would look for maybe a push there. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in the rejections as well. So watching that for sure. All right, Lulu. This is an interesting one. You know, I'm gonna have to definitely be careful with this one, but I am very intrigued. So we had a very big downside move on Lulu, right? We had that gap down on Lulu. We sort of held up after around 280s, and we pushed yesterday off very low volume. I guess you can say a little bit of increase since normal, but lower volume than the day prior. We pushed higher into the 310. The 310 is a major previous support that I would like to see potentially turn into a rejection. So if Lulu, I think this looks great. I would love for this to work out. This would be a sick trade if it worked out. This is a break and retest, right? A break and a retest of the previous lows. Break of the previous lows, retest of the previous lows. Previous lows here, previous highs here, previous lows here, right? I would love to see if Lulu rejects this 310. Did it get an upgrade this morning? Maintains buy, and they lowered their price target. So, okay. Yeah, they maintain a buy on it, and they lowered their price target. Interesting. We'll see if that makes any effect there, Chef. But yeah, I would like to see this. If this comes in, I'll be interested. I'll be looking for this 310 to get heavy intraday. The options are not great, all right? The options are not great. They're definitely illiquid. So be careful on that, on that point. But yeah, I'm watching to see if this 310 rejects today. Just going to be a watch for me. Maybe I get into it, maybe not, but that's definitely a watch. All right, Amazon. What a nice move on Amazon yesterday. Really strong outperformance, and look at this break and retest. Now, this break and retest was better, right? This move off the retest was much better. 87, right? That was the level we've talked about 1,000 times here today. I'm sorry, 1,000 times here over the last 2 weeks. 87 here, right? 87 here, 87 here. And then look at the break, look at the retest, look at the hold of the previous rejection points. Very nice, very clean. And Amazon was an outperformer all day, really. Look at Amazon's action yesterday. All right, pretty nice. I mean, pretty choppy still, big upside, big pullbacks, not really consistent, but overall higher lows, higher highs, and a pretty nice move to the upside off that 87. Now, look at what it did intraday as well. Look at this hold right here intraday. Look at the 89 level, 89.20. You guys see this? All right. You pushed above 89.20 and you started to turn 89.20 into support intraday. Now 89.20, all right, is the previous, if I can get the chart here, 89.20 was the previous high from Monday. That is very telling, right? That's very bullish. The fact that Amazon turned Monday's previous high into pretty much a perfect support level end of day yesterday is pretty awesome to see, right? You can see right here, Monday's highs. Look at where it held late day yesterday. That's pretty awesome to see. All right, so we held the 87 retest. We got above Monday's highs. We held Monday's highs, turned it into support late day, and then look at the sort of curl that we've been seeing here in the pre-market. So this is definitely a nice bullish move on Amazon. It looks pretty strong. It looks like it's definitely outperforming the market. This is pretty good looking. So I'm going to watch it. I would like to see a pullback. I'm really not in the boat of chasing this at this point because I feel like I've missed a lot of opportunities, right? Not only did I miss the retest, I missed the hold of yesterday's highs. So I can't. How many times can I miss the entry before I just say I can't chase this? So yeah, not going to chase this. It's just way too extended. Need a pullback entry of some type. I would look for a pullback maybe to 89.20, right? That would be a potential pullback entry for me to look for. That would probably be the only pullback entry that I would look for today, to be honest. There's a little bit of resistance that comes in around this 92 area. If I go to this 4-hour chart. I think you get a little bit of resistance that steps in around this 92, some of these previous lows and previous highs. So I'd watch out for like 91.50, 92 here. You got previous low here, previous low here, previous high here, previous high here. So 91.50, 92, I'd watch out for that. But yeah, I think the only way I get into Amazon today is something like this, right? If I see something like this, then maybe I can try to look to go long off a retest. But, you know, when I look at this, when I look at a stock like this, right, this is what goes through my head. This was an entry, missed it. This was an entry, missed it. This was another entry, missed it. So how many times can I miss an entry before I say you need to let this one go, right? I think that mindset in the long term will help you avoid chasing and losing. So my goal today, pretty much no Amazon trades until I see maybe a pullback to 89, 89.20. But a very nice move regardless that I wanted to point out. Goldman Sachs, break and retest. Once again, we got some really nice break and retest yesterday. That was pretty much, yesterday was the day of the retest hold. So you guys can see right here, look at Goldman Sachs, previous highs. We talked about this one pretty much the last 3 days in the live stream. Monday, we talked about it getting through. Tuesday, we talked about the retest hold. And today, we're talking about how the retest hold worked. So this was pretty much a textbook call from start to finish. 350, 351. We got the break on Monday. Very nice. We got the pullback on Monday. Very nice. We held the previous highs. Previous high here, previous high here, previous high here. We held the previous high as a retest, and look at the move that we got off of it yesterday. Very nice. If we go to the 1 minute chart, you guys can see sort of how this performed yesterday off the retest. Right here, you can see we pulled back to it early morning, held it, and then sort of curled our way off that level. So I will be looking for upside continuation for sure. I will be cautious of this area around this 358, right? This 358, 360 area. This does not look easy. So I'll be a little cautious of that. That could definitely be a rejection point right up in these previous lows, 358, 360. So I'll be watching that one. And I will also have to watch the XLF, right? The XLF, which is the financial ETF, could reject 36. And if XLF rejects 36, then Goldman Sachs is going down. So if you're going to play Goldman Sachs, you got to get XLF through 36. If XLF can break out through 36, then Goldman Sachs should have more here. So watch out for that. All right, Netflix. What a big level here on Netflix, guys. This is pretty major. So here's the daily chart on Netflix. And this is the gap fill, right? This is the first gap fill that we're sitting right at it, right? We're sitting right at that gap fill. What happened the last time Netflix hit this level? All right, the last time Netflix hit this level, this gap fill level, we had a very aggressive gap down and moved lower. So that is something you have to watch out for, right? We can see if we can get through. Netflix, without a doubt, has been a relative outperformance, right? Netflix was strong as hell yesterday versus the market, so you don't want to get too early shorting it. I made that mistake yesterday, lost $80. I tried to take a little one contract put to hold overnight, and I got stopped out within like 15 minutes. So it didn't really work out for me. I was looking to see if I could reject the 322 level, and that thing shot right through it. So 330. All right, 330. That is going to be interesting today. Do we get through 330? Do we get through it before earnings? On top of that, Chris, good call. Do we have a Netflix move before earnings? Earnings are next week. Do we reject 330? How does this play out? I think this is gonna be on a lot of people's watches today. This is gonna be a big one. So definitely watching this. Do we reject the 330? Right, you see it right here, 330, 330. What happens at this level? Can we get a little rejection play, or are we going to rip through this level today? That's going to So hold on. Before I even say that, I don't know if I can say this, because I was going to say this is going to depend on the market. But yesterday, Netflix ripped without the market. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be a little difficult. I have trouble trading Netflix a decent amount because it on occasion, will move without the market. And it's difficult to trust. Because if the market's moving lower and Netflix is moving higher, in your mind, you're like, well, if the NASDAQ's dumping, I'm going to assume that Netflix should dump as well here. It should start to get weak, and it doesn't. It just keeps holding. So be careful of that. If you start to see that, I would stay far away. But, if you can start to see Netflix move with the market a little bit, then maybe there's a nice play here, 330 rejection, or look for the hold above it. Either way, this is getting interesting. All right, last one I got for you that I'm watching today is Microsoft at 330. Microsoft at 330. Yeah, I have Netflix. I have Netflix shares since like 300, so I'm happy with it. I'm happy with what I've seen from my share side, of course. Microsoft 230. Gonna be watching this. You guys can see right here. Rejections, 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 rejections. You could put a line up around that 321 because that's sort of where it has gone to. I think 230 is a little bit more of a psychological level, but it could be anywhere between this 230 and 231. So 230, 231, I would watch out for this area here on Microsoft. It's a little bit of a double top. Does it become a triple top? Do we break this little uptrend? Something I'll be watching today. Okay? If we get above 231 with strength, right? If we get above 231 with strength, and the market's looking good, and we're really pushing, then I would be looking for the move up into 234, right? Because this is a no resistance area right here. So I think above 231, you might be able to catch some upside. If we reject 231 area, then I'm looking for that downside. All right. Let's go ahead and pop up the ticker form. If you guys could take 1 second out of your day, press the like button, help me get to 1,000 likes on the stream. We got about 1,400 people in here, so 1,000 likes is totally possible. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be awesome. Liking the stream helps it get out to more people. It's totally free from your side, and it's just a way to help out the stream. So that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for supporting. Boeing, Home Depot, Ulta, WWE, Delta Airlines, CRM, Coin, and the oil futures. All right. Little oil futures action. All right, we gotta go quick. Here we go. Boeing. So what did we talk about yesterday on Boeing? Right? What did we talk about yesterday on Boeing? We talked about the potential of a gap fill and to be very cautious shorting Boeing. Look at what Boeing did. It ripped right through the gap fill. And this is exactly what we talked about that Tesla did on the gap down day it had, right? Remember this gap down on Tesla? That thing ripped right through it. And Boeing did the exact same thing. So, definitely have to be careful of those gap downs. We talked about how I don't like to trade gap and goes. And this is a good example of why I do not like to look for gap and goes, because these gaps, not always, but sometimes they'll get filled. And you got to be careful of that. So, gap down, gap fill, continuation today. Boeing's just been a beast. I mean, to be quite honest, it's been a beast of a stock. Ever since its investor day, it's been in a nice uptrend. Its investor day was back on like this October area. Ever since that October, November, it's just been running. Yeah, I mean, when a stock is in such a big uptrend like this, guys, it's hard for me to do real analysis on it, because it's just really it's really just in an outperforming move versus the market. You do have a lot of rejections up here around this 234, which we're not getting that far away from, right? We're starting to get close to it. So this 234 is going to be your ultimate test. This 234 here, all this 230, 235 area, that's big. But as of now, you really have to watch this on the short term. I would say your next trade here, right? Here's your next trade on Boeing. This is how you would trade this. You either look for this, right? Here's one of your next trades. You can look for that. You can look for this. Or you could look for a demand hold of 201, right? Or you can look for maybe even the move into the 201. But I would rather play one of these four options on Boeing. I know this looks a little messy right now, but I'll explain it in a second. I would either wait for the push through the previous highs, look for the retest hold, and go long. I would wait for the push to the previous highs, look for the rejection, and go short. I would wait for the drop and look to see if I can play demand, or I would wait for the drop through the previous lows and wait and look to play a rejection of 201, right? I wouldn't really be interested in playing it in the middle. So I would just wait for, one of these key levels to get tested and then look to see the reaction. That's how I trade. That's what right, guys? It's I know it's hard, but that simple mindset will keep you from really big losses. Because if you just wait for the moves to those key levels, you set yourself up with a very clear risk to reward, right? It's very obvious what you're doing if you wait for that key level. If you wait for the key level and you don't trade it until the key level and you play the rejection, right? You're either wrong or right. If you're wrong, you get stopped out very quickly over 214, right? Stopped out, trade's no good. Okay? If you're right, you get a beautiful, sexy supply rejection. If you go long over the key level, right, you have a very easy stop loss. If we get back under 214, I'm out, right? Easy stop loss, good risk to reward. If you're right, you got a sexy break and retest. If you go short today at open and you go, what are you doing, right? What's the plan? The plan is what? The plan is either stop out over 214, which is like 6 points higher, 5 points higher. That's too much risk. If you go short, right, and it goes straight up and it breaks out, you're gonna have to stop out up here. You're losing a ton of money. If you go long and this thing dumps, where is your stop? Right? Is your stop just based off a percentage loss? And at that point, I don't think that's a real trade. So you got to wait for key levels, guys. That's my piece of advice there. I would wait for key levels there. Home Depot, shit. Home Depot shit. It's just sideways. You got to wait for a break at 323 or around this 315. For now, I'd leave it alone. Ulta, yeah, I mean, I'm watching Ulta. I look at it every day, and I still stay in disbelief, really. But I'm just waiting to see, does Ulta ever give up this uptrend, right? Does Ulta reject 490, or does Ulta just squeeze through 490 here? That's what I'm waiting on. WWE, I'm not looking at this, guys. Good luck on it. It's just a momentum play traded by penny stock traders. So congrats if you can catch it. Yeah, what a move on Delta. Holy crap. Nice move on Tony. Thanks for becoming a member. I think someone else became a member earlier. Who was that? Aileen? Thanks for becoming a member. Hopefully see you in the stream tonight. All right, Delta, yeah, this whole area looks tough. Watch out for it, 37.38. Keep an eye on that, 37.38. Watch out for that rejection potential there. CRM, 142 break and retest. Let's see. Yeah, you could look for it. 140, 150, 142. You could look for it. See if it holds there. I don't mind that. See if it holds there. You got to see it start to hold. You got to give it some time. Give it some confirmation. Coinbase, crap. WWE is a penny stock in my mind. If you don't agree, then I'm sorry. Coinbase, crap again, but what is it, down? It's down a few points this morning. Rejections up here around that 45. I don't know, guys. I haven't looked at Coinbase in like 6 months. I would just watch out for this whole, it's rejecting this supply over here. All right, you can see, look at all this. It's rejecting this area, and it's moving down today off some news. So just watch out. It could continue off this rejection point, right around this 44, 45. Oil futures. Yeah, oil futures pushing up a little bit. We could keep an eye on that XLE, right? This would sort of go hand in hand with that oil futures. Look at what the XLE did, right? Previous highs into support. Look at this support that's forming on the XLE. It's pretty nice. XLE is definitely forming a nice base here around 83, 84, 85. So if the oil futures have some strength, I think OPEX is today. So I don't know enough about oil futures, guys, to help you on OPEX. I say this all the time in my streams. I am not an oil trader. Okay. We'll go over Baba and Meta, and then we're getting out of here. Inga, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Baba. Guys, stop spamming Baba in the chat. All right, I'll look at Baba. Calm down, okay? We're doing it, and I'm not looking at BBBY. Come on, guys. I'm not looking at Bed Bath & Beyond here. That's not my job. My job is not to help you trade penny stocks and lose your money. Baba. It's on a squeeze. That's really all you could say. I mean, if you missed it, you missed it, guys. I mean, are you going to get long here? What's up with that? All right. See you later, my friend. Good riddance. Yeah, Baba just on a squeeze. I would say look for a pullback to 113 maybe. That's what I would look for. Right here. 113. If you can get a pullback there and then see if it can hold off that level, that's what I would look for right here. 113. Okay? Previous rejections, pullback, look to see if it holds that. That would be the best pullback I'd look for, right, today. If you get under that, then be careful. All right. What was the last one we were looking at? Meta. So Meta, nice outperformance yesterday. And hold on. You guys can see here, Meta pushed higher, pulled back, held that 128.50 pretty well, and then pushed and sort of overextended itself, in my opinion, to the upside. A little bit of a pullback this morning. So you have a rejection here, rejection here. I would probably only look to go long Meta here, right? This would be probably my only long entry, would be back at 128.50. That would be one of my main watches for long entries. Maybe if it can turn this previous high into support again, 131.70, 132 area, I would look for that. Potentially, this Monday high. Can you hold this Monday high as support? Maybe that's a good watch there. That would be one of the watches I would watch out for. And then if we go to the 4-hour chart, the next rejection point comes in around here, around 137, 138. All right, so you could be on a little bit of a push towards this rejection up here, 137, 138. You're on a nice little uptrend. I would just sort of look out where the pullbacks that you're interested in buying, right? Where are the pullbacks that you think we could hold? I think the first one you watch is this previous high, and I think the next one you watch is this 128.50. 128.50, 131, 131.50. Those are the levels I'd watch to see if we hold. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. I hope you have a fantastic trading day. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you could, before you head out, press that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Doing a night stream tonight for members only. We'll talk about today's moves. We'll talk about my trades. We'll talk about CPI tomorrow. That'll be at 7 p.m. tonight on YouTube. There will be a private link that will be sent out in the YouTube community section if you are a member of the channel. So make sure to check that out if you are interested. And have a fantastic day. All right? Be safe out there. If it's choppy today, get up out of your seat, walk away. There's going to be better opportunities, guys. After tomorrow, there should be some more price action. So if you just don't see it today, if you're just not feeling it today, there's nothing wrong with walking. If today's a choppy day, you do not need to trade. Remember that. That's a very big point. Matt Diamond just recently made a video about that. You don't need to trade every day. If the price action's not there, if your setup's not there, please don't feel like you're missing out on something. All right? Take what you like and get out. The longer you stay in the market, the longer you trade in the market, I guarantee you the more likely you're going to lose money. It's the same thing in that regard as the casino. The longer you sit here, the longer you just look at the charts and you trade against computers, at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you're still in your seat at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, trading all day. Your odds are getting lower and lower and lower to come out profitable. So remember that. All right? Remember my voice the next time you're sitting at your computer at 2:30 and you're still trading. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.